Have you ever like tried to get an AI to do something for you and it just completely falls flat?
Oh, yeah.
Like I was, thinking about taking some vacation time, and I asked my AI assistant how many days I had left,
Uh-huh.
and it just sat there,
Oh, no.
nothing.
Wow.
Turns out it can't access my company's HR system.
Yeah, that's a pretty common frustration with AI these days. A lot of the AI models that we interact with are what we call like monolithic AI models,
Okay.
and they're really good at what they do. Like they can process the information that they're trained on,
Right.
but they're kind of like islands. They can't really connect to the wider world of data that's out
No,
there.
they're smart, but not smart enough.
Exactly. Yeah, they're kind of limited in what they can do.
So if my AI can't tell me how many vacation days I have left,
Mm.
how on earth is it going to help me actually plan a trip?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. We're going to dive into the world of compound AI systems.
Okay.
And basically, the idea here is instead of just having that one AI model, you combine it with other tools. So you give it access to things like databases, search engines, even calculators.
And so instead of my AI just like freezing up when I ask about vacation days,
Right.
it could like connect to my HR system and tell me instantly.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be able to access that information directly and give you a much more useful answer.
It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and this ability to integrate with other tools is really what gives compound AI systems so much potential.
Yeah.
It makes them much more flexible and much more efficient at solving problems.
The source material mentions something called retrieval-augmented generation,
Oh yeah, RAG.
RAG.
Ish.
Is that part of this whole compound AI thing?
It is, yeah. Or RAG is basically a specific type of compound AI that focuses on combining search with language generation.
Okay.
So it's like imagine having a research assistant
Right.
that can access this huge database of information
Huh.
and then pull out exactly what you need and summarize it for you.
So like a superpowered research
It's
assistant.
you.
So for example, like in the medical field, our RAG could access a ton of medical research
Right.
and help doctors diagnose patients.
Yeah, that's a great example. RAG could be used to like analyze a patient's symptoms and then search through all of the latest medical research to find the most likely diagnosis.
Okay, but our RAG is still limited, right?
Yeah, that's the catch with RAG systems. They're limited to the specific data sources that they're connected to.
So if a doctor needs information that's not in that database,
Right.
the RAG system is not going to be very helpful.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's actually a good segue into talking about AI agents.
Okay, because AI agents seem to be like the next big thing.
They are, yeah. The source material describes them as the next step in the evolution of compound AI.
So how are they different from RAG?
Well, unlike RGA systems, which rely on these predefined connections to specific data sources, AI agents are much more independent.
Okay.
They can interact with a wide range of tools and information sources on their own.
So they're not limited to just one database.
Exactly. Yeah, they can search the internet, use calculators, access different APIs, all sorts of things.
So going back to my vacation planning problem, how would an AI agent handle that?
Okay, so an AI agent could not only check your vacation days, like we talked about before,
Right.
but it could also take into account things like weather forecasts at your potential destinations.
Wow.
Look for travel deals, maybe even consider your personal preferences from past trips,
That's amazing.
and then use all that information to suggest the perfect itinerary for you.
And could it actually book the flights and hotels for me?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. An AI agent could handle all of that for you.
That sounds incredible.
It is, yeah. It's a whole other level of intelligence.
So the source talked about AI agents having three main abilities:
Yes.
reasoning, acting, and memory.
Yeah, those are the key ingredients that make AI agents so powerful.
Can you break those down for me?
Sure. So reasoning basically means that the AI agent can understand a problem and then come up with a plan to solve it.
Okay.
And this plan might involve multiple steps and different tools. Okay, then there's acting, which is the AI agent's ability to actually use those tools to carry out its plan.
Yeah.
So it can search the internet, make calculations, book flights, all those kinds of things.
And then there's memory.
Right. Memory is important because it allows the AI agent to learn from its past experiences.
So it's not just following instructions.
No, it's much more than that. It can adapt and learn as it goes.
So what's a real-world example of how all of this comes together?
So there's this framework called ReACT, which stands for Reason, Act, and Critique.
Okay.
And it's a good way to understand how an AI agent thinks and acts.
Uh-huh.
So let's say you ask an AI agent to bake a cake,
Okay.
but then it realizes you're out of flour.
Uh-oh.
Now, a simple program might just stop there,
Right.
but an AI agent using the ReACT framework would be able to figure out a solution.
Go.
It might search for nearby stores that sell flour, or it might order some online.
Wow.
It could even suggest a different cake recipe that doesn't use flour.
So it's all about thinking, acting, and then adapting
Yeah.
based on the situation. This is
Exactly.
pretty mind-blowing stuff.
It is. Yeah, it really makes you think about the future and how AI agents might change our lives.
Yeah, I mean, from planning vacations to maybe even like more complex stuff like medical diagnoses.
Right. The possibilities are really endless as this technology continues to evolve.
And it seems like the biggest change is that these AI agents can make decisions on their own.
Absolutely. That's a key difference from the monolithic AI models we were talking about earlier.
So we're moving away from AI that just follows instructions
Right.
to AI that can actually think for itself.
Exactly. And that's both exciting and a little bit scary.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder what kind of problems AI agents will be able to solve in the future.
It does, yeah. And I think it's something we need to keep thinking about as this technology develops.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but it definitely gives us all something to think about.
It does, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.